All right, let's get started. So tonight I'm going to guide us through a session called Rest and Reflect. And I'll guide us through 7 soothing poses and positions and movements while we reflect on the 7 different types of rest and load, or load and rest. And you can join me from your bed, your couch, or your mat, wherever you feel comfortable. You won't need any equipment. We will be starting on our back, so feel free to get a pillow or a cushion for your head, any other cushions or blankets that you need, and maybe a bottle of water as well. And while you are getting that ready, a reminder that tonight's about resting and reflecting. So we don't need to force anything or try to fix or try to solve. We can leave that for another time. So if any of these positions don't feel good for you, come into a position that does. And when we're reflecting, if no thoughts come up at all, that's okay. Just keep listening with a light curiosity. And if way too many thoughts come up, that's okay too. See if you can imagine these thoughts like cloud in the sky. So you can step back and see the whole sky full of clouds rather than reaching out and try to solve each one. Or some other analogies you might enjoy are like paint on a canvas. So it's not going anywhere. You can always come back to it. Or leaves flowing down a stream. Or cars being stuck in a roundabout. So let's come into our first position now. We're going to come onto your back, whether that's on the bed, on your mat, on your couch. Keep your knees bent and take your time to settle in here. So make it comfortable for your head and your neck. For your arms, they can be out wide, palms up, or any other position that you like. Adjust your pelvis and torso to what feels good for you tonight. Then feet a natural distance apart. Then start to gently sway your knees from side to side. Your eyes can be open, softened, or closed, and that can change at any time. You won't need to look at me at all during this. I will guide you through my voice. And a reminder that all the movements tonight are not about increasing our range of motion or working on our strength. For the next 30 minutes, it's to invite our body into rest and recovery. So swaying your knees or windscreen wiper your knees at a range and at a pace that feels good for you. And if at any point it feels good to stop in a position, so for example, with the knees to one side, or maybe it's knees in the middle, feet out. If it feels good to pause, feel free to do that, or continue in your movement. And start to drift your mind towards physical load. Bring to mind one thing that contributes to your physical load at the moment. Doesn't have to be big or small, or whether you like it or not. Whatever comes to your mind first when I said physical load. So we're not trying to solve anything or plan for anything. We're allowing our body to rest and for these ideas to naturally arise. Then afterwards, if you like, you can reflect more on them, journaling, chatting with someone else. For now, just noticing. Now drift your mind to what is a type of physical rest that you like? Could that simply be lying flat on your back? Maybe legs up, maybe a hot bath, or being in the water? What is one physical rest that you like? If you are moving, start to come to a pause. Place your left hand on your heart or your chest, right hand on your lower belly. Slow breath in through your nose if you can. And side out. Now we're going to move on to neck rolls. So you can keep your legs bent or have them straight out towards the corners of your mat if you're on one, or just a comfortable distance apart. Allow your feet to splay out and relax, and arms can be out to the side, making any other adjustments in your head, pelvis, and torso to make you feel supported. Now, from this position, rolling your head from side to side. Doesn't have to be fast, doesn't have to be big. Think about the back of your head rolling on the pillow rather than the front of the neck activating. So once you're past the midpoint, allow gravity to do the work for you. And check while you're doing this, you can still breathe naturally and let any tension in your hand and feet and calves go. And again, if it feels nice to pause in a certain position, feel free to do that and come back into movement at any point. Now, drifting your mind to mental load. What is one thing that contributes to your mental load at the moment? Whatever comes up, no judgment. And what is one type of mental rest that you like? Whether you get to do it at the moment or not. And if you're moving, come to stillness in a comfy position. Left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Slow breath in. And side out. Then for our third movement and load and rest, we're going to bring our knees into our chest. You can have your hands behind your thighs or above your shins. And gently rock from side to side. Eyes open, soften or closed. You can rock side to side, forward and back, or in circles or any other shape that feels a nice massage for your lower back and sacrum. If this doesn't feel good for you, place your feet down, keep your knees bent, roll onto your side, place your top hand on your thigh, and gently rock forward and back. So either on your side or on your back in a fetal position. See if you can still breathe naturally and feel the rest of your body as relaxed as they want to be. And drifting your mind to your emotional load now. What is one thing that contributes to your emotional load? Whatever arises for you, it may be in words, colors, memories, sensations. See what arises if that feels safe for you. And still breathing naturally, notice what part of that emotional load is yours and what part of that belongs to others. What's yours and what's others? Start to come to a pause. If your feet are up, place it back on the ground. Hand on heart and belly. Slow breath in. Sigh it out. Next, moving on to sensory load. So take a moment to check your body position again, that your head and neck still comfortable, pelvis and torso, feet and legs are rested and supported. Then we're going to start to rub our palms together to generate some heat. And brushing down opposite arms to the elbows, forearms, and across the hands and fingertips. Brushing our hands together again, breathing naturally. Brushing down the side of our face, front of our neck, and across our collarbones. Brushing together again. If this doesn't feel good for you, please feel free to come into a position and practice your diaphragmatic breathing or anything else that feels good. And your palms now brush down the side of your body, your rib cage, towards your pelvis and onto the front of your hip flexors. Then bring your hands to a part of your body that needs a little more love and care at the moment. And breathing naturally, try not to hold your breath. Drift your mind to the sensation of touch. What kind of touch? What's one thing, one touch sensation that you love? Could be a person or a pet, type of nature, fabric. What's one type of touch sensation that you like? And what's one type of touch sensation you might want a little less of? See whatever comes up. Is it any uncomfortable clothing, for example? See what comes up. Now, coming to our vision, we're going to give our eyes a massage. Place your thumbs on your temples, forming a soft fist with your hands. Then place the second knuckle of your index finger on the inside edge of your eyebrow. And with a gentle pressure, trace along your eyebrow, or just underneath your eyebrow. It might feel a little bit tender, but it shouldn't cause any pain. Then do the same underneath your eyes. So start on the inner side of your cheekbones and trace along the cheekbones towards your temples. And repeat that above and below your eyes at your own pace. I used to do this when I went to school in China every day. It's a little moment to care for our eyes and pause in a little moment of mindfulness. Check you're not holding your breath, especially if it's a new movement for you. And drift your mind to your vision. What's one thing that you love looking at? Whatever comes up first, there's probably lots of things. And what's one thing that you might want to look at a little less? A common thing is certain parts of phone or media use, but it may not be that for you. And once you're even across the top and bottom of your eyes, we're going to move on to our sense of hearing. So for the movement, we're going to gently give our ears a massage. If this doesn't feel nice for you, simply come to a resting position. So you're gently stretching different parts of your ear. Again, it might feel like a stretch, but it should never cause any pain. And you can even bring your index finger to the bottom of your earlobe, just in front, and massaging through small circles there. Hopefully my massage isn't causing all kind of static in the mic. Then as you're doing this, drift your mind to one thing that you love hearing. What do you love hearing? Now drift your mind to something you might want to hear a little less. Even just for a little bit. Doesn't have to be permanent. Let's go on to our sense of smell. For the movement, place your index finger just below your nose above the lips in the little divot there. And resting your palm and forearm on your body so it's completely rested and supported. And gently tap on that spot. So just below the nose. If the tapping gets tiring, you can put some gentle pressure down on the same spot. Try to keep breathing naturally, don't hold your breath. Rest of the body relaxed. And drift your mind to what kind of smell? What's one smell that you love? What's one smell that you love? See what comes up. Now drift your mind to what's one smell that you want to have less of? What's a smell you want to have less of? And lastly, let's come to our sense of taste. So for the movement, let your jaw hang loosely, and with the pads of your fingers, give your muscle from the cheekbone down to your jawline a massage. So your masseter muscle. Again, could be a bit tender or stretchy, but shouldn't be painful. This is especially nice if you get any jaw pain or TMJ pain or tightness. And as you're showing your masseter muscle in your jaw some love, drift your mind to what's one thing that you love to taste. It's one thing you love to taste. And now drift your mind to what's one thing you might want to taste a little less. So, no judgment, no criticism, just whatever comes to mind that you might want to taste a little less of. Let's transition. Left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Slow breath in and sigh out. So we're more than halfway through. Check in with your body at this point. See if you would like a drink of water. We're going to come into our creative load next, which means you have the option of sitting up. If you're feeling a bit orthostatic today, please feel free to change positions nice and slowly. You can sit on your couch, on your mat, on your bed, any position that you like. Then placing your hands on top of your knees. And from here, we're going to come into the Sufi grind. So you're going to rotate your upper body. So imagine like your upper body is a wooden spoon and you're stirring the pot, which is your pelvis. Again, eyes can be open, soft and not closed. Try not to hold your breath. And bring your mind to your creative load. First, thinking about what's something that you use your creative energy for that has a specific goal or purpose. Might be your livelihood, might be to serve others. What comes up? One thing you use your creative energy for some kind of goal. Keep breathing naturally, doesn't have to be a huge movement. Whatever feels nice for your body. Come to a pause. If you are sitting cross-legged, cross the other leg in front now. It's going to feel a bit strange. And we're going to reverse the direction of the circle. It's going to feel a little strange at first, perhaps. But just see what feels good for you and keep breathing naturally. Rest of the body relaxed. Now drifting your mind to, where do you use your creative energy for no goals apart from pure joy and play? What's one thing you use your creative energy for nothing, no other reason than play and joy? Try not to hold your breath as you think. And start to come to stillness. Hand on heart, hand on belly. Slow breath in through your nose. And sigh it out. Next, we're going to come into our social load. For the movement, we're going to be doing knocking on heaven's door. It can be done in standing, but you can also do it in sitting. So in sitting, start to turn from side to side while swinging your arms. You can even trace your arms during parts of it on your mat, bed, or couch. Or if that doesn't feel good for you today, you can also sway from side to side. Or any other movement or position that feels good for you. Now, if you want to do it in standing, slow transitions if you're feeling potsy. Stand with your feet apart, any comfortable distance is fine. Then start to swing your arms. So it's called knocking on heaven's door because we're using our soft fists to gently knock on the back of our body. Try not to hold your breath. If you bend your arms, you can knock a bit higher up in your body. So a nice massage for the side of the ribs, kidney area, or if you straighten your arms more, little massage for your glutes, little percussion. Keep breathing naturally. And drift your mind to your social load. Who's one person that brings you joy? Who's one person that loves and cares for you the way you'd like to be loved and cared for? They can be here now, or in the past, or in another space. Try not to hold your breath. Then start to slow that movement down. Maybe you're just swaying from side to side now, and your arms are kind of just dangling and following. Eyes open, soften or closed. And drifting your mind to who's one person or group or situation you want a little less of at the moment. Doesn't mean forever. You might even love them dearly. But what's one person, group, or situation you want to reduce the load off a little bit at the moment? Try not to hold your breath. And come to stillness. Left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Slow breath in. And sigh it out. Then for our last load, our spiritual load, come to the position that feels most comfortable for you. For me, it's on my back with my knees bent. But choose whatever position works best for you. And take your time here to get comfortable again. So checking your head, neck and shoulders are rested and supported. If you are lying down, arms can be wide to the side, palms to the ceiling. Check in with your pelvis and torso to see how they want to be supported. And your feet and legs. What kind of position do they want to be in? And if you're yawning or tearing or your stomach is gurgling at this stage, that's totally fine. That's our rest and digest kicking in. Or if you're not, that's fine too. Maybe you're in a more activated state at the moment. Now start to feel our body against the surfaces that it's on. Start to even feel like the surfaces are pushing up to support us. Noticing our breath. Where do you notice it the most? Maybe it's your nose. Maybe it's your belly. Maybe it's your out breath. No need to change anything. It's like watching the waves wash up on the sand and recede away. It will do it whether we're watching it or not. Then for a reflection on our spiritual load and rest, placing one hand or both hands on the part of your body where you feel most connected with, powerful, in tune with, whatever you interpret spirit to be. So where your spirit, source, core, whatever terminology you resonate with, where that resides in your body at the moment. And bring to mind one thing that this part of you does for you. One thing that this part of you does for you. Keep breathing naturally. And in your own way, or softly out loud, thank that part of you for doing that. Thank you. Now ask that part of you, what is your advice for me? What is your advice for me? See whatever arises. Be words, sensations, colors, memories. Whatever it is, just notice. What is its advice for you? Now take a slow breath in through your nose. Side out. And thank that part of you. Now come into a position or a gesture to thank yourself. So it could be a big hug. So maybe one hand on the shoulder, one hand on the ribs. Could be hands clasped, hands over your eyes. Whatever feels like a gesture of thank and self-love. Take a slow breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. Doing whatever you need to close out your practice. Could be a stretch. Could be another slow breath. Or feel free to stay exactly where you are. If you're going to transition, change position slowly. And whatever's come up for you, feel free to journal or chat with someone else about it. Maybe thinking about one thing you want to keep thinking about, or even try and do this week that's come up tonight. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a restful evening.